And when I say things like, if I can show you a plan where your existing cash flow is not impacted, we're using your own money, the 401k rollover, to fund another policy that will protect your other asset, which is the equity in your home. So at the time of your death, that money moves quickly to beneficiaries to hold on to that equity. So zero cash flow impact, but two things protected at the same time. I've yet to see people that don't understand that or don't act on that. Hi, everybody. This is Brad Allan with Family First Life Emerald City, and I would like to talk to you today about what I've affectionately called the waterfall sale. So what is a waterfall sale? It's basically one policy that you write that funds another one. Let me explain. So I'm sitting here, this is recently, I've done it a few times, maybe like, 20 times over the last 4 years, but it's one of my favorite. And so when I'm sitting with somebody, say they're 65, I met them from whatever lead type, could be an internet lead. I actually met quite a few of this type of person, this profile, from Medicare appointments. But the one I'm thinking about right now is a mortgage protection appointment. And the person was 65 years old, and they had just recently retired. And when I went through the financial inventory, I asked the golden question, what do you have that acts like insurance that would be transferable at the time of death that could protect the mortgage, keep the payments going so that the equity stays in the family instead of going back to the bank? And they did have a 401k, and they had recently retired. They were worried about the market's volatility. And so what I told them, and I said, you're as young and as healthy as you are. I do many things. I do retirement planning. I do mortgage protection, final expenses. If I could show you something that would not impact your current cash flow, it would both protect your retirement account and you could do systematic withdrawals from that protected retirement account to fund yet another policy that would have death, disability, and a cash value that grew without taxation or risk. Would that be interesting to you? And of course, they said yes. And so what I did is I first wrote on this healthy 65-year-old a Forester Smart UL. Okay, so the Forester Smart UL is a universal life policy. It's permanent as long as it's, kept in force. You have to keep the payments up. But it has a death benefit. It starts at $25,000 and it works its way up based on age, in this case $150,000. But what I was doing is I was saying, okay, so this one, whatever the numbers are, I think it was like $100 and some. I said, so we're going to write this life policy first that has death, disability, and generates a cash value permanent, no tax, no risk. And then once we roll over your 401k into an index annuity, you can start taking systematic withdrawals from that to fund the life policy. So your current cash flow doesn't get impacted at all. Obviously, the first payment for the life policy is going to be out of pocket because it's taking about 3 to 4 weeks to fully roll over and fund an indexed annuity. So they loved this idea. And so we write the life policy, that gets approved. We write the fixed indexed annuity application. That one issues within, I think it was a little over 30 days. So those payments going forward can be, and in this case they wanted them to be, systematically withdrawn from the protected cash value amount within the fixed index annuity. Because remember, with fixed indexed annuities, you can access 10% of the account value annually without experiencing an additional fee. So some fixed index annuities have no fees. The ones that I've been doing recently have a nominal fee, like in this case, it was a 0.95 fee, but they received a 16% cash bonus on the amount they rolled over. So not only did I protect their final expenses with the Forrester Smart Universal Life, I then protected the retirement account, gave them no downside risk and a 16% cash bonus. And I educated them on the fact in 7 years, when you turn 72, you're going to be required to get distributions from this retirement account, regardless of where the money sits, because at age 72, you have to start taking RMDs, required minimum distributions. So you might as well pull that money out and fund something else that pays you a cash accumulation inside the universal policy without risk or tax. And so when you can show value exceeding the price, and in this case, they were getting a 2-for-1, a waterfall, right? So the head of the waterfall, that's the FIA, and then the money comes down from the FIA down to the bottom, the waterfall, to fund the universal life policy. So I put 2 policies in that house. They were ecstatic because they knew that they had mortgage protection. When they passed, money would go to their beneficiaries to keep the payments going. Their retirement's protected. Both of them are growing a cash value, and their current existing cash flow was not impacted at all. So remember, whenever you can show that value exceeds price, people are going to act. And confused people don't act. So I like to give analogies and tell stories and keep it really simple. And when I say things like, if I can show you a plan where your existing cash flow is not impacted, we're using your own money, the 401k rollover, to fund another policy that will protect your other asset, which is the equity in your home. So at the time of your death, that money moves quickly to beneficiaries to hold on to that equity. So zero cash flow impact, but 2 things protected at the same time. I've yet to see people that don't understand that or don't act on that. So remember, whenever you put 2 policies in a house, your persistency increases. They see you as more valuable. You're somebody that they depend upon to help them protect their estate. So that's the main thing I wanted to talk to you about today. There's other examples, obviously, of when you put 2 policies in a house, but I've been saying to people on my team for some time now, I will, on video, explain what I call the waterfall sale, where an FIA feeds an IUL. I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you again this time next week. Thanks. Let's go out and help a lot of families.